Okay, Anthony, you are officially the student who's now had the only student who's had this third recording. So just make sure that when you go back and are working on this repetitive nature of united, I don't know what you mean by that. I want to see you structuring it a lot more simply, logically, using Teal, using the technical language, and then you're doing fine on it, on how you explain the effect on the audience. But you're going to need a little bit more actual analysis of the kind of language, so command language. And yes, capitalization, although that actually is a visual element. But what you could do is that's fine. Emphasize the sense of urgency and importance. Yep. Bottom right-hand corner, so that's reading habit. And now your conclusion. In your conclusion, it's like the conclusion to an essay. You just have to briefly summarize. So to conclude, both advertisements use a range of stylistic, language, and media conventions in order to convey very different messages to their very different target audiences. While they differ in social context and the countries in which they were published, both advertisements are successful. However, you might then want to add what you said a little bit about how Benetton, perhaps it was a little bit, perhaps the target audience isn't ready for that kind of marketing yet, because you then need to evaluate which is the more successful. So just very briefly, you say, however, Nike is the most successful advertisement. Perhaps Benetton have missed the mark a little bit, missed the mark with their target audience's willingness to be advertised to it like this at this point, and therefore the Nike is the more successful. And then just refer to a couple of techniques that they use really well. Whether you think it's the storming, the brooding clouds in the background, or the fact that they've used this celebrity, this athlete, which is very successful in all their marketing campaigns. So just to very briefly sum up, and then your evaluation. Don't use I in your evaluation. Okay, you're going to need to do a bit of work, but you've got quite a lot to do, but you've also got to cut your words. So you've got to be a lot more effective and concise and logically structured with the words that you're using. And I suggest you try and loosely base your paragraph, each heading on Teal to help you hit that structure. And then also, as I said, lots and lots of silly little errors. At the end, leave it, go back, read it out loud. Okay, bye.